Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to our Wednesday edition video. A little different than normal, but we're going to be in the Tier 10 premium Russian cruiser briefly here, a Soviet cruiser, the Moskva. And in this clip, unlike the feature I just had of me playing Moskva, I think it was like last week, you're actually going to see the Moskva do its thing with its 220mm guns and get citadels. We're going to get a lot of black ribbons because this clip video is about the new Tier 10 Spanish battleships that will be coming in the game in a couple months. And the test name would be the Comodoro, something like that, where the actual name I think of the ship is supposed to be the Libertad, something to that effect. So I found this a really intriguing moment, so I started clicked record because I wanted to see and examine the footage of how is this battle going to go. Now, no citadels there, but we're going to get in a little bit closer here as I had to reposition. So these new, how is it supposed to be? These new Pan-American battleships are all about brawling. Okay, so they have 419mm guns with the 234mm secondary battery guns with a high explosive alpha. So I was very curious to how this was going to go, and having two of them come around the corner on me. So we're getting pretty pelted. You see our potential damage going up, and we're fishing for the citadels as we get 8 right there. And now we need to try to get the other ones. So these two, this clan, in their clan, PN clan, they have several testers in. They're a really good clan, at least from what I've seen in competitive and stuff. So this was an opportunity to take them on and see what's happening here. Now, was a decision I could have just stayed behind the wreckage, which I kind of regret. I think I should have stayed behind the wreckage. Instead, I kind of pursue him. I was afraid he might get around on my broadside. But you can see how long this ship is. Someone was comparing it to the incomparable, and they said, how dare you compare the incomparable? Inconceivable. But I'm going to pause the clip here because in this position, we're actually going to get through the weak part of the stern and we're going to hit a citadel. Now, I should have remained my shots there. I wasn't paying attention. Well, I thought, and I moved them up more behind the main battery turrets, and there's much stronger armor there. So I kind of messed up and not keeping my shots more towards the back because we are about to die here, unfortunately, in what's going to happen to us. And it looks like we've just proxied a unique commander maybe on the Comodoro. I saw a little firework take off there. But anyhow, I want to talk about this ship. And we're going to go ahead and look at the development blog on it. Of course, this ship is still in testing, so let's take a look here and see what we find. So in scrolling down from this development blog, this was released back in June 6th of this year. And you can see here that the ship is called the Libertad. I did try to look up the pronunciation of the two names they're using for this ship. So I'm probably not going to get it exactly right, but I did try. Okay, give me A for effort here. But it's a powerful battleship that it's a project ship. OMG, it didn't actually exist in real life. Shocker. Anyhow, designed at British shipyards by the order of Chile, a continuation of the Los Andes concept with a powerful secondary battery of the 234mm guns, among other technical solutions from the era of the South American dreadnought race. The ship inherited its name, the Libertad, freedom, from a battleship built for Chile and Great Britain in the 1900s, but which was eventually commissioned into the Royal Navy instead. Those cheeky British. So here, as we're going to look at the ship stats as well, you can see hit points of 85,500, which I don't actually know if that's what it ultimately had in the clip. I feel like I'm going to double check and I'll put a note here at the bottom if that was accurate or not. Decent torpedo protection. It has 12 419mm guns, so Conqueror has 419, but it's triple guns on the turret, so don't know how similar the guns are in that regard. One of the things I talked about this ship was not a long main battery range for a Tier 10 battleship, which may be somewhat accurate, but 20.5 kilometers isn't bad. You see the HE shell damage is 5,750. You pin 70mm, 34% chance of causing fire. The high explosive shells have a little bit better initial shell velocity than the armor piercing. Armor piercing shell damage is 11,700. I'm trying to remember if that's actually a little lower than Conqueror's, perhaps. You get access to, so it's a 30-second reload time. So with main battery slot 6, unless you go for the secondary or the auxiliary armaments, I think, you could get this reload time down to what, 27, 26? Maybe ship stats will tell us in a minute. Decent 180 turn time. It looks like the Sigma and dispersion is not so great, which you kind of expect with more of the brawling battleships. This isn't meant to be played long range. Medium range, that's 12 to 15 kilometers, but ideally within secondary battery range, so it's probably like 12. Maybe it's 12 kilometer secondaries or 11 and a half, we'll have to see. You get the airstrike. Those have a 11 kilometer range. You have 8x1 127mm guns with 8.3 kilometer range, and you have 10x2 234mm gun range. Let's see, 5% chance with these having a 21% chance. That's pretty good. AA defense. Well, the long range sucks. The mid range and short range is okay-ish, but there's probably some other tier 10 battleships that are gonna have better AA than this one. Some flak. Maximum speed 30 knots. Turning circle radius 1,020 meters. I wonder if that's actually... Is that worse than Montana? Because this ship is long, and that is a really rough rudder shift time. That's similar to Monty, I think. 16 kilometer by air, sea, 15 by air, 16.3 kilometers gunfire smoke penalty. Has the combat instructions. This one's actually a little interesting. Progress per main battery shell hit, 4%. Progress per 1,000 potential damage, 0.15%. So kind of inviting you to be a little more brawl to fill in that combat instructions progression bar. Time of inactivity before progress lost, 50 seconds. Progress lost per second of activity, 5%. Activation effect, when you activate the combat instructions, secondary battery shell damage goes up by plus 30%, which they definitely used on me. At least the second one did. And then you get a buff on your secondary battery firing range for a duration of 45 seconds. So more funny buttons, more gimmick buttons in the game. Magic pixie dust is what I like to call it. Kind of interesting, the more and more war gaming's moving in this direction. Available consumables, you get a damage control party. Duration 20 seconds, reload time 80 seconds. So you could build this up to what, like 28, maybe 30 seconds? No, over 20 seconds. Unlimited repair party. This one's interesting because duration is 28 seconds. HP per second is 513. I think they said this was an improved repair party. And the reload time is 60 seconds. So you getting your heals back off cooldown faster. Not as fast as something like the Ohio, Georgia, or the Massachusetts, or Vermont. But 60 seconds. So then, most of your battleships in the game at tier 10 have, most battleships in the game regardless have 80 seconds on their cooldown. So let's go and look at the ship's stats here. So again, this ship is still under testing, and so there's probably some things are going to change. So you can see here a total heal right now without anything on would get you 14,364. You throw something like the India Delta on, then you can see it jumps up to 17,237. So I'm a little interested here. It looks like I was trying to remember, what was I saying? I was curious about Conqueror shells, if it had the same AP damage, but you might be, you don't have secondary torpedoes, so maybe, we're building more to the secondary battery survivability. It seems to be where the ship really thrives. So putting on our first secondary buff mod upgrade, so 9.96. Then we want the damage control system. let's see, concealment's pretty bad. It's 16, so let's just see what happens if we build into concealment. And then we could get that reload time down to, yeah, 26.40 seconds, but you can see your 180 degree turn time is going to go up. Maybe we do auxiliary armaments modification. So actually, let me pull that off. I want to see how that affects the secondaries. So 5-second reload time on the 127mm, 11-second on the 234. Theoretical DPM, 172, 420. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over. So 4 seconds, 8.8 seconds. We jump up to 216,000 to 525,000, giving us the secondary battery reload time is reduced, and we get AA buffs. But I'm thinking more of the secondaries. Probably want to build into our preventive maintenance on our secondary survivability. Probably talking about getting that 180 turn time down, so we get dropped down to 30 seconds. Better. Probably want that adrenaline rush. And then now let's see what the secondaries jump up to. So 11.95, and we're not done yet actually, because we still need combat signal. Let's say you're doing something like this. Most likely, if you did go full conceal, under 13, barely, but you probably, you know, the ship is meant to brawl, so we're probably not going to be building into that. Brisk. And what is his talents? Do they have that here? Yeah, here we go. High caliber achievements. Relentless firing. Activates once per battle upon hitting enemy ship 175 times with main and secondary battery shell damage, or battery shells. I think this is what we proxied on that one guy. So his main battery reload time got a buff, and his secondary battery reload time got a buff. So his DPM just went like up there, hardcore. So I'm going to activate that skill. So I'm going to put the secondaries on. So 12.55 kilometers. Let's proxy that skill. So we're going to see how our reload time. Wait. Let's see. Let me look at this here. Yeah, we got a little bit of a better reload time out of the combat signal, so you can see it's dropped down even more. And then if you were to activate the talent of our guy here, then wow, the DPM just, do you see how much the DPM jumped overall? Yeah, it went from like 217, 297, and 722. Dang. Dang. And then we activate, oh, I can't turn that on. Misfiring, master command. Let's see what happens if I turn on that. Wow, that's just like, you see the reload time just drop 2.9 and 6.4. That's pretty crazy. So you definitely would want to pair those together. This is me exploring this live with you guys. I haven't actually looked at this in advance. Do they have, yeah, special abilities? Direct control over secondary battery crews. Rage mode description. So secondary battery shell damage goes up, secondary battery firing range, duration 45 seconds. Did I turn on the right one? Yeah. 13.8. Ooh. 13.8. And then now look at this theoretical DPM. 386, 939. Dang. I'm excited for this. I like brawling in World of Warships. They kind of neutered it during update 10.0, and then I feel like ever since it's been the games we've been covering, I think 10.4, they began to help it get back on the right track. But imagine having 13.8 kilometer secondary battery range. Wow, so that's like you really want to activate that talent, and like you really want to be able to have this commander, because that's crazy. Proc, you get a high caliber, you get another heal. Which right now, theoretically, what we have 5 with the emergency repair expert. And then the heal should be buffed anyhow. Yeah, now 18,960 with taking this. I was also curious about extending our damage control party time. Yeah, 30.8. Wait, I'm gonna take that off. Let me double check here. 20 seconds on the action time. 40%. 28. Yeah, 30.8. So those two work together quite well. So actually, you might want that. You might want that over the Auxiliary Armaments Mod 1. Because, yeah, I would probably say so. Because you look at it, guys. Look. Okay, so if your action time is 30.8 seconds, okay, and your heal is coming off cooldown in 60 seconds, or we could be cheeky here. So let's throw on what we probably normally would have running here. If I throw on a November Foxtrot, I'm going to have the heal, yeah, 57 seconds, and then 76 seconds on the cooldown on the damage control party. So we reduced the fire prevention. I think the other skill that I would be intrigued here would be something like the basics of survivability, because once you've not basic survivability, improved repair party readiness, because once we've taken 2 million potential damage, you would get another heal, but then your cooldown time is coming off. Let's say you were at 50% health. Okay. Now our heal is coming. Wait, where is it at? Improved party. All right. Oops. Come back. Skills and talents. Oh yeah. I don't remember how they did this. Because it wasn't like you could type in the whole to improve. I forget. I forget how you like properly do that. Because. Wait, why is that not going? 99. Okay, on. Gosh dang it, guys. I am potato. Yeah. Let's see. Does that represent how much potential damage? 0.8% repair party consumable time. Activates every time your ship receives potential damage equal to 100% of the ship's base HP. I do pull flimsies. It is actually hard for me to like keep information straight sometimes. What happens if you just have it at 2? 56.1. Yeah, I think 20 is supposed to represent 2 million potential damage or something. Or yeah, I've already forgotten how that works. How I'm supposed to proxy. How exactly works? Yeah. My bad, guys. I don't exactly remember how to equate that. But, I mean, the reason why I'm thinking improved repair party readiness is that you could get your cooldown time even faster. So I have, like, imagine a 30.8 second action time on your damage control party, making you invulnerable to pings, fires, floods, right? And then you have a cooldown time of even shorter beneath that 60 seconds here on your repair party. So that's kind of why I was wondering about those two being together. Or you could flip, right? But then you're going to lose some action time on your damage control party. You won't already have a guaranteed 5th heal. But you could pick up the 5th heal from this. Yeah, so okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. It's just kind of looking some things over, but if you activate all these things, right, and you get the talents going, like, I'm really interested to see how well this ship secondary brawls, but you know, when you're looking at the picture of it, open image new tab, it's a super long ship. It's not very maneuverable. I think one of the things they said about this ship was that pretty vulnerable broadside, which you actually saw Moskva doing what Moskva's supposed to be doing, right? So yeah, anyhow. So those are my thoughts for today. Just something a little bit different, some different content, and looking at these ships a little bit more closely, and seeing how these ships like line up once this is all said and done. Because the secondary DPM potential just looks like incredible, like really incredible, especially paired with the skill, your magic pixie dust button, paired with a really good commander if you activate his relentless firing, excuse me. Which honestly, this shouldn't take very long with having a 12.5 kilometer secondary battery range. Like, yeah, you take forever with your main battery shells, but secondary battery shells to proxy this, once you get in combat, it won't take too long to proxy this, I wouldn't think. So yeah, so I'm interested. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments on this ship. And if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you subscribe, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. And until next time, take care.